Did you know that you can upcycle plastic bags into plastic yarn? This is plastic yarn, also known as plarn, and it's super easy to make just by using plastic bags. If you're a regular here, you have probably seen some of our plastic yarn journeys from the past. A couple years ago, I made a plastic yarn purse that I still use to this day, and last year I made a plastic hornet's nest to deter wasps from building their nest on my parents' deck, and it is still holding up great and it is still working great. But if you're new here, you might not have seen plastic yarn before. But first of all, I wanted to say, if you're new here, welcome to the Sunflower family. My name is Hollyana, and on this channel we do new, cozy, quirky, whimsical videos every single Monday. And this Monday, we're gonna be doing something that I've needed to do for a while, because my plastic bag collection is getting overwhelming. There are genuinely so many bags in here, it's crazy. And in this video, I'm actually not even sure if we're going to be making something out of the plastic bags. Like, ideally we will, but the main goal for this video that I have is to turn all of these plastic bags into plastic yarn. We're gonna first start by counting all the bags to see how many bags we have, and then we're going to see how big of a ball of yarn we can get. If you're wondering why in the world I have so many plastic bags, this is our cat Tilly. Say hi, Tilly. Can you say boops? Thank you. And this is our cat Maximus. Thank you, Boops. And up until about a month ago, we were always using plastic bags to scoop their, their business, scoop their litter and put it in. So I had friends and family, basically everyone in my life, giving me their plastic bags. But we recently switched over to using the Litter Genie. This is not an ad. This is not sponsored by Litter Genie. If you see this, hey, y'all, if you have cats, I cannot recommend the Litter Genie enough. It's amazing. It like traps all the odor. It's really big, so it holds like a lot of litter before you have to take it out. It's excellent. Once again, this is not sponsored by Litter Genie. I'm just sharing that since we have switched into using the Litter Genie, it has like its own type of trash bag that it comes with. So we have not been using plastic bags for our litter. And now I am just genuinely overrun with plastic bags. And y'all know me, I can't make myself just throw these out. So instead of throwing them in the trash, we are going to be turning all of these plastic bags into plastic yarn. I do have a friend who is also making plastic yarn out of brown bags, so I am going to be setting the brown bags and the gray bags to the side for her. And I think today's plastic yarn we are just going to be making out of the white and more clear bags. So let's start by counting and seeing just how many plastic bags we actually have to work with. I don't know how I forgot about the fact that Tilly loves plastic bags. She's like having so much fun. I'm trying to make piles of 10, and then I can count the piles of 10 together, because I have found that with my little roller cutter, 10 is the most at a time that I can cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's like, this is the best video you've ever done, Mom. It's the best video I've ever done. 7. I don't think there's gonna be nearly as many as I thought there were gonna be. So these are 2 piles of 10. I'm gonna stack them opposite of each other, going one way, then going the other way. So I can keep track of the piles, so they don't take up a crazy amount of room. Hi, Maximus. Are you seeing what Tilly's up to? So I have this many left, but Tilly has claimed the pile. Let's see how many piles of 10 we have. Oh, no, Tilly's done. I keep worrying she's gonna jump into this. Oh my goodness, okay. These are all piles of 10, facing opposite directions. 2, 3, 4, 5. This honestly isn't as many bags as I thought it was gonna be. Let's go through our piles of 10 and see how many bags we actually are gonna be working with. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Tilly, please don't mess up all my piles. Please don't mess them all up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Wait, this is crazy. 93 plastic bags. And I was born in 1993, so I'm not gonna forget that number. We have 93 plastic bags to turn into plastic yarn. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. So I've got our 90 bags I'm gonna set to the side, and using our 3 last bags, I'm gonna show y'all the 3 ways that you can cut your bags. So the thing about plastic bags is that they are very fragile, so I personally like to do mine 2-ply. So I'm gonna be cutting this to where we basically end up with a bunch of loops, and we're gonna loop the loops together. So the first way that you can cut your bags into loops is literally just with scissors. Hi babies. What's going on right now? What's going on? Oh. Who's gonna win? Oh, Maximus is in full loaf. Did you concede? Did you concede to the Tilly? So the first very basic way that you can just cut this into strips is by literally taking 1 bag at a time with your scissors and just cutting it into strips. So sadly, we're not gonna be able to use the handles or the base of the bag. We are going to make multiple strips out of each bag's like center area. So lay it out flat and cut pretty close to the bottom and cut off the bottom. Set that to the side. Now I like to go ahead and come up to the top, lay it out flat, cut off the handles as close as you can. Tilly, do not attack this. I have scissors. Oh my God, why are you both trying to attack this? No. These are scissors. Now you can see that I just have kind of like a big tube without the base and without the handles. And now I would just cut this into strips using my scissors. I have to admit, these scissors are horrible for this, but I will do my best to show you. I cut mine. Tilly, stop it. Do not attack this. Ah. Hey, what if I open your window? Tilly, want to open a window? Yay, open window. So using your scissors, you can cut 1 inch to 2 inch strips. Just make them kind of as even as you can. This is way number 1 of cutting the strips. I personally think this is by far the worst way to cut your strips. You'll see what I mean in just a second. So here are the strips that I got from cutting 1 bag. I will show you how to connect these together once I show you the other 2 ways that you can cut apart your bag. Now, if you don't have a cutty mat and a roller thingy, and yes, I do believe those are the technical terms, if you just have scissors, this is the way I actually recommend to cut the bags. What you can do instead of trying to cut these big long lines is you can actually roll up your bag. So lay it out as flat as you can, roll it up. Go ahead and cut off the bottom, cut off the top of your handles, and now you can literally just cut this. Hey, that was too much, Tilly. You're being a meanie butt. Thank you. So when we roll it up, if we cut it, once again, between 1 inch and 2 inches, and now whenever we unroll this, we'll see that we have a perfect little loop-de-loop. So if you just have scissors and you don't have a cutter mat and a roller thingy, you can just roll up your bags and do this, but this still puts you cutting them 1 at a time, which obviously when you're cutting a lot of bags to make a lot of plastic yarn, it's gonna take a long time, as you can see. So when I've done this in the past, I was able to stack 10 at a time when I did it on the roller mat. So that's what I'm gonna be attempting to do today. So in theory, it shouldn't take too long to cut all of these into our strips. Let's see if it's as easy as I remember to use the roller cutty thingy to cut 10 at a time, or if it's actually more difficult. And then once we cut 10 apart, I will show you what it's like to connect these. I think the hardest thing about cutting 10 at a time is getting them all like decently lined up, so you're not cutting them in really weird places. Obviously this helps if they're all from the same place, so they'll be kind of like the same size. So line them up to the best of your abilities. You are probably gonna lose a little bit more on the ends than you would if you were cutting them individually, but this does save literal hours. So line them up, lay them flat. When you are using a cutter thing, make sure you never have your finger too close there. I cut my finger last time I was using this thing. Okay, let's cut off the bottom. Yeah, that cut through 10, no problem. So that's the bottom that goes in the trash. Cut off the handles. Yeah, cutting 10 at a time is pretty easy. You'll definitely see some weird cuts though, like that. Some of these are going to end up being too thin where they're actually just going to break. That is okay. Honestly, that happens no matter how you cut them, but you're definitely gonna have that happen a little bit more if you're cutting multiple at a time with the roller. So I've officially cut up our first 13 bags, and now I'm gonna show you how to connect them, and we're gonna see how much plastic yarn 13 bags makes. Starting out is probably the hardest thing, but then once you start getting a ball of the yarn, it becomes really, really easy. So to start, you're gonna put one loop on one side, put another loop on the other side. Now go ahead and cross them over to where one loop is on top of the other loop. Take the loop that's on the bottom and pull it back up and through itself. And pull this tight. You're gonna have to do this kind of slowly to make sure you don't have it rip or anything. So now slide it to the side, and we're gonna do that again. Lay out your new strip, lay the old strip on top of it. Bring the bottom one back up through that loop, and then back through itself, and pull it tight. You're just gonna keep doing that, and that is how we get that 2-ply plastic yarn. So once again, we're going to lay these together, grab it, pull it back through itself, and pull it tight. Now, as you start to make your plastic yarn, this is where you can start to turn it into a ball. Max, you're having a heyday over there. Hi, baby girl. So I like to just twist mine into a ball as I go and just grab a new loop and loop it together. And continue. So it turns out this is what 13 bags look like turned into plastic yarn. 13, just 13. And I still have 80 more to go. Wish me luck. 23. This is what 23 plastic bags turned into plastic yarn looks like. I feel like the first 13 looked like big, and then this just doesn't feel like egg at all. So I'm so excited to see how this looks when we add the next 70. We still have so many more to go. We still have 70 bags. Oh my gosh, y'all, have you seen this t-shirt yet? I'm so obsessed. One of my besties, Megan, made me this t-shirt for my birthday, a Tilly and Max, and we just like hadn't seen each other a lot, and so she just gave it to me this week, and I have lived in it the last like 3 days. So you've probably already seen this in my shorts, but Tilly and Max t-shirt, the best thing that I've ever owned in my entire life. I've just finished cutting the next 70 bags. This is an absurd amount. I feel like you cannot see that where you are. Hold on. This is crazy. This is so many bags. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. Cutting them is the satisfying part. Putting them together, I'm not a fan. It is very tedious and it takes a very long time. So I think I'm gonna time myself and we're gonna see how long it takes to put 70 bags together to make more plastic yarn. Let's see how long it takes. One hour, 47 minutes and 28 seconds to add our 70 bags to our existing 23 bags to make a total of 93 bags turned into plastic yarn. That means that I definitely spent over 2 hours on this. It definitely took more than, 13 minutes to cut all of this and to wind the first 20 bags. Okay, so this is not for the faint of heart. It is fun. It is a very good process, get into a flow state. It's very, very, very relaxing. Good time to catch up on the phone. I talked to a friend for an hour, I talked to my parents for an hour, and before I knew it, it was done. But it definitely is not as quick as one might think. But now for the super fun part of actually turning this into something. Not gonna lie to y'all, I'm a little bit nervous because it is already Friday night and our new videos come out on Monday. So that really just gives me the next couple days to make something out of this plastic yarn. Now, I've posted a couple shorts about this, asking y'all what I should make. And one of the most common things that y'all wanted me to make was a bag out of bags. Even maybe like a shopping bag out of shopping bags, like a reusable shopping bag out of these little shopping bags that were meant to just be thrown away. I think that's pretty poetic. So I think that's what we're gonna make. When I've used plastic yarn in the past, I did actually make a shopping bag, a reusable shopping bag for my sister-in-law, so it wasn't for me. So I don't have a reusable shopping bag out of bags. The other things that I made a purse that I still love and use to this day. I added a zipper. I added some vines in it, which I thought was really cool. I made a makeup bag, which I still use all the time. And last year, I made a hornet's nest, a fake hornet's nest to help deter the wasps at my parents' house. And it's been about a year exactly since I made it. It has been hanging up the entire time through all the seasons, and it has been working perfectly. Literally, no wasps built their nests. Wasps built their nests, that is so hard to say, near where we put our fake hornet's nest out of plastic yarn. I think I want this to be a decently big bag, and I think we actually have enough plastic yarn to make a decently big bag, because not only do we have our 93 bags, but we also have this left over from a different project. I don't think we're actually going to get through the 93 bags, but if we do have leftovers. I know that inevitably someone in the comments is going to ask me what size hook I'm using. I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I have no idea. This hook has no size on it. Does anyone recognize this hook? What the brand is, what the size might be? I have no clue. I would say it's like a 10. Do you think that's a 10? Because for reference, this is a 15.75, so it's definitely smaller than a 15. And this is a 7. It's definitely bigger than a 7. We're just gonna guess that it's a 10, but when it all comes down to it, I mean, you're crocheting plastic bags. It's gonna be trial and error no matter what you do. So grab a hook, try it out, see how it feels. That's too big of a shopping bag, hold on. We're thinking less like gigantic shopping tote and more like a farmer's market bag, right? Okay, that looks better. That looks like a farmer's market tote. Ugh, do I have to do single crochets? If you know me, you know that I hate doing single crochets. I low-key forgot how weird this is to crochet with. Like, pulling it through your fingers is kind of a sensory nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. But the actual movement of the crochet feels cool. It just feels weird. I think I can make it kind of like a mesh bag, almost kind of like a fruit farmer's market tote, where it has kind of this edge of solid across the top, and then this whole bottom part will be mesh, and then the sides will be mesh, and then the bottom will also be solid. Does that make sense? The mesh is turning out really nicely. I'm doing the mesh with a half double crochet. So I'm chaining 1, and then I've skipped 1 stitch, and then I half double crochet into the next one. I think this looks pretty cool, and I think it's gonna go by a lot faster, because like I said, I really wanted to have like a finished product to show y'all in this video, but I wanted to do something that I would actually use, because like I could have just made something really small, like a little like dish or something. And to be fair, I actually have made plastic yarn like dishes and bowls before that I actually do still use. I keep all of my scrunchies and hair ties in this like plastic yarn bowl that I made a few years ago, but I digress. I don't need another plastic yarn bowl right now, but what I would like to have is a reusable shopping bag. And so this way, if I do a mesh reusable shopping bag, I can hopefully have it done by the end of this video, and it'll be something that I'll use. I just got to the Nashville Farmers Market, a quick fit check before I go in. Wearing a little flowy dress that has these little bows. I'm wearing my little crochet shrug thing that I made for a Renaissance fair, but now I wear it all the time. We have Becca, of course, my chicken purse, as in Becca. I'm wearing flowery Crocs, and the main piece of the outfit, let me grab it. Last night, I finished my bag of bags, and y'all, this took so many more bags than I was anticipating. I'm really, really glad that I decided to do like the mesh stitch instead of doing a single crochet the entire way. With the single crochet, I would have ran out of yarn. It would have taken more than the 93 bags that we started with. I actually brought the leftover plastic yarn so I could show y'all. This is literally all I have left. That is all I have left. And you guys remember that first set of like 10 bags? I think it was bigger than this, wasn't it? So that means this is like over 80 bags. This is a crazy amount of plastic bags that have been turned into plastic yarn that have now been turned back into a plastic bag that I am going to be using today at the farmer's market with my friends. So come along with us to the farmer's market. Y'all, I was so excited. I really thought I was gonna go to the farmer's market and then I was gonna come back out to the car and I was gonna be like, let me show you now what's in my bag. Let me show you my farmer's market haul. Do you see the haul? Do you see it? I got the times wrong. I got the times wrong. Well, okay, technically, online for the Nashville Farmers Market, it says they are open until 6 and the main food hall is open till 6, but most of the actual farmers market vendors that had like the fruits and the vegetables and the jams, they were closed. They closed at 3. And y'all, if you've ever been to the Nashville Farmers Market, it is like the standing farmers market that is open every day and is wonderful. It's just like so much stuff. It's not just like farmers market stuff. There's also all different kinds of like handmade things and artisans. You can get ice cream, you can get boba, you can buy plants. Like there are so many things at the farmers market. It is so much fun to go to. And the thing is, since it's so popular, the parking is always crazy. And so I was like, okay, if I go at 4 and it closes at 6, I'll still have 2 hours with the people who came in the morning. We'll already be leaving. Well, I should have just came and fought for the parking space because everything was closed. But I did meet up with Kayla and Savannah, who a lot of y'all met in my birthday vlog this year. We walked around. We still looked at plants. We still looked at some of the fruits and vegetables and jams. We just couldn't really buy anything. But we did end up getting ice cream. We walked around the park and it was super fun. And even though I am leaving with an empty bag, I did still get to take my little farmer's market bag to the farmer's market. I can't believe that this took 80 something plastic bags. This is crazy. Like when I think about that big pile that we started with at the beginning compared to this, like this is so exciting. So even though I couldn't buy anything at the farmer's market, I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I saw Kayla and Savannah, and I'm so glad that I brought my bag. I'm definitely going to be bringing this whenever I go shopping in the future in general. I've been wanting more like reusable shopping bags, and I feel like this is just a great reusable shopping bag because it's literally made out of shopping bags. 80 something shopping bags. Crazy to think about that there was that giant pile of bags and now it's actually usable, you know? Like this is so cool. I've been getting a lot of comments from a lot of people saying that where they live, they don't do plastic bags anymore. So let us know in the comments where you live. Do they still do plastic bags? Do they no longer do plastic bags? I honestly wish we didn't do plastic bags anymore. I looked it up recently and I believe it is 5 trillion plastic bags that we make every single year, and it takes 1,000 years for them to decompose in landfills. So I'm really, really glad to hear that a lot of places are stopping using plastic bags. And as long as I'm still using them, as long as I'm still getting plastic bags, I'm going to be attempting to crochet away some of the plastic waste. Now, I'm not delusional to think we can crochet away 5 trillion plastic bags, but this is such a fun and cool and unique way to upcycle. So you have to let me know in the comments, have you ever made plastic yarn, or would you ever try making it? Well, friends, I think that wraps up another week. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It was super, super fun. I think this is maybe like our 3rd year in a row of making a bunch of plastic yarn and using it, and I can kind of see us doing that in the future. I feel like throughout the year, me and friends like gather all of our plastic bags throughout the year, and then once again, I don't want to throw it away, and so I think it's kind of fun to have like one big project a year that we make with this plastic yarn. So who knows, maybe we'll do it again next year. What do you think we should make next? If you're new here, once again, welcome to the Sunflower family. My name is Hollyana, and on this channel we do crocheting and knitting and upcycling and thrifting and Renaissance festivals and cat videos and a little bit of everything cozy, quirky, and whimsical, and we do new videos every single Monday. Hope to see you in the next one.